Hey everyone, so today I have some really useful tips for Adobe XD that you're going to find really useful. I find them really useful as for my daily work, and I hope you find them as well. Okay, so the first tip that I have is exporting images. Exporting images in Illustrator Adobe XD is quite easy as compared to other softwares, because in Adobe XD you can export multiple images in one go. Otherwise, in Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop, you would have to save each image as a separate file. All right, so this is something that it's a the way it was not intended that way, but however you can use this feature to help yourself. Okay, so let's say we have an artboard and let's call it square. Okay, sorry, square. Let's make it, and yeah, so change the dimensions of your artboard to the graphic. Okay, might not be perfect, but yeah, you got the picture. So okay, so let's duplicate this artboard and create a circle. Let's call it circle. Okay, let's take a third one. Let's call it a triangle. I'm just copy pasting these elements. I'm going to delete one of these. So yeah, so there you have your triangle is ready. Okay, triangle. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to export these images, uh, these graphics as SVGs or PNGs. I'm going to change the dimension to match that of my graphic. So one thing you can do is select the graphics, see the dimensions, and you can change those dimensions to the same as for the layout. 151, 151. Okay, so it's and then you center it. Okay, similarly 151, 151. Change, select the artboard, change the dimension to the dimensions of your graphic. Okay, so it's now centered. Let me try this one again. So this might be a little bit tricky because it has different dimensions. So yeah, so you have your three shapes now, and you want to export them all together. So what you do is file, export all artboards. So when you do that, it's going to ask you options, what sort of graphic you want to do, SVG, PDF, PDF or JPEG. So for now, let's say as PNG. I want to export them as PNG. So what I do is select my dashboard, folder where I want them to create. Let's call this folder hello. Okay. So yeah, so my images are exported to that folder now. So let me delete this, move this for you guys. Okay, so I go to hello, and you can see all my three shapes there. So as you can see, there's a white background on the images. Let's say you don't want that white background. What do you do? All you do is select those artboards, 1, 2, 3, and change the fill color to basically uncheck this section on, right, and then you select them all, go to file and export all artboards. So I'm just going to replace them. All right, so going back to the folder, now you won't see those white backgrounds. So this is a very neat trick that you can use for yourself, right, and to export your graphics and assets for your websites. So the second trick that I have for you is fixed elements. So in case you have something, for example, you're creating a prototype, and you want to have a navigation which should not be scrollable, but the rest of the content should be scrollable, right? So I'm going to create a navigation bar. Okay, actually I need to create an artboard first. Delete that, select a create artboard. So we have the artboard there. Right, select image, select R, create a shape, give it some styling, border, let's give it a shadow. Okay, and now let me make my Let me make some random content inside. Let's just grid it. So we have this, right? So I want to select this vertical where you want the scroll to appear. So this is about, let's make it 600 pixels, right? So the blue line is where your select the above, where your screen is going to end. You will be able, so you can see the content below the line only with after scrolling, but you don't want the navigation to scroll. I'm going to change the color to something blue so that we know. So you don't want the navigation to change. So I'm just going to bring it in front. Bring to front so that it doesn't hide. So let's try the prototype. Click on play. Edit scroll. Sorry, actually that is the most important thing. You go back, you select the navigation again, and you make it fixed position, right? So that's the trick. So that's what you want to do. So now if you scroll, then navigation won't scroll, but the rest of the content will. So this is tip number 3. Sorry, it's tip number 2. And the last tip that I have for you is how to create subtle gradients, right? So let's create another artboard. I'm just dragging this. Okay, I'm going to delete everything here. So I want to create a subtle blue gradient that the nice gradients that you always see on the web. How do you create them? So I'll select this artboard. I'm going to change to hex. Select the value. Copy this color. Okay, or I can save this color here. And I'm going to do linear gradients instead of solid color. Okay, linear gradient. It's going to give me some two shades of the blue, but I want my this darker color to change to the same color that I've already that's in the first what do you call it, first bubble there. Okay, I'm going to change. So now this is, both your ends are now the same color, but now you want the transition to be slightly a change in color or the tone. So what I do is I select one of the ends and go and select the color to HSB. So now HSB, hue, saturation, and brightness. Okay, or the blackness, how much white you want in your color. Okay, so if I decrease the saturation, you will see the color changing there. So this is very subtle. It's not very prominent at the same time. Okay, or what you can do is, it was 51, let's make it 51 now, or you can try playing around with the brightness. So I'm decreasing the brightness here, as you can see. So the color is changing. It's very subtle. Yeah, so you can change the direction of the color as well. Yeah. So this is how you create very nice looking gradients in Adobe XD. I hope you find these tutorials useful. Let me know what you think about it, and anything you guys want to know following this video. And please just do subscribe and like. Thank you. Bye.